Okay, we're going north on I-95. We just went up the entrance ramp off of Dixie Highway onto I-95, and this is the Miami downtown skyline, including Brickell Avenue over here to the right, and downtown Miami. The highway basically goes up an elevation to go over the Miami River, which is what we just crossed. And Florida grows. It's a growth machine. Miami, downtown Miami, just continues to get bigger. More buildings, more apartments, more condos. It's beautiful. Now we're going over some of the other downtown exits. Is the only downtown in America, other than Tampa now, has a lot of palm trees as well. But the palm trees that are planted in Miami tend to be more the exotic cocoa palms, etc., because it never gets that cold here. It does get cold in Tampa occasionally. It can even freeze, and then it kills all of the exotic tropical foliage that is never affected in Miami because it just never gets that cold here.
There's an old Miami building there.
No, actually it's a retro style, but it's not that old. One of the older buildings in Miami is the old Lindsay Hopkins Education Building, but I think it's been torn down too. The Freedom Tower is still downtown, which is the office building that they processed all the Cuban refugees in. It's actually almost identical to the Bob Hope Patriotic Hall in downtown Los Angeles. It may have even been the same architect or similar plans. So this is the first interchange for the first crosstown expressway, which goes over to the Jackson Memorial Hospital complex area. That's all of that. And also to the airport. And again, to the right is Biscayne Bay and the MacArthur Causeway that goes over to Miami Beach, which is now numbered as 195 because it's technically a state highway, a federal highway.
Well, this place is big, boy.
Oh. It's the closest thing to Los Angeles in Florida. And in many ways very similar. Lots of transplants who came for the warm weather. And
What's
then the second freeway is the 195 to Miami Beach. The 395 is the MacArthur. The 195 is the Julia Tuttle Causeway, which goes to the middle of the beach. And this expressway and the Julia Tuttle were all built to funnel people from Miami International Airport directly to the middle of the beach, to the Fontainebleau, the Eden Rock, and the large hotels that were built in the 50s and had their heyday in the 50s and 60s. The movie The Bellboy, featuring a young comedian named Jerry Lewis, when he was thin, was filmed at the Fontainebleau. It's a wonderful film. It's one of the few films that was made in Miami during that era. And Gene asked me about the population of Miami. I'm not sure. You also have two issues. You have the city of Miami, which is just that, a municipality, but then you have the Metro-Dade County, because Dade County has a very unique form of government, similar to either San Francisco or later the city of Jacksonville, in that the county government becomes the municipal government wherever there's no municipality. Because in most states, municipalities have certain power, things like zoning and planning and and other land use issues, etc., that counties at the time were not authorized to have any jurisdiction over. And Miami grew so quickly, and buildings and houses were being built so quickly, that the residents of Dade County, shortly after World War II, created the Metro County government with a new charter, so that the county is a city and has all the municipal powers, has its own police department, etc., etc. That aided significantly in organizing the planning and keeping the place from growing up into a genuine mess, like a lot of other places that grew quickly. It was one of the things I loved about living in Miami. All the street grid was consistent. You could drive anywhere. All you needed was an address, and you could figure out how to find it, because it was a perfect concentric street grid with almost no exceptions, except for Coral Gables and Hialeah, who refused to participate in it. And the planning in Miami is a monument to the organizational mentality of people from the Northeast, and specifically from New York City and New York State. The county is laid out in a grid that's identical to Manhattan. The avenues run north and south, the streets run east and west, and everything's numbered, and it's very consistent. So all you need is an address, and you can figure out where you're going pretty easily, long before there was ever GPS. So anyway, we're going north on 95. We're now in North Miami, and enjoying the ride and enjoying the view, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.